Welcome everyone to another episode of Magius Looks At. This time we're going to take a look at one of the fighting games that I grew up with, Street Fighter II, The World Warrior. Now, I'm not terribly good at these types of the fighting games, so I'm setting it to pretty easy. I want to get a little ways into the game. Unlike later games in the series, this one just has two options. You either play through the arcade mode, or you play versus someone else. Even if that someone else is the computer. So let's get started. And I'll go with my favorite character, Guile. I have 8 different characters to choose from in the game, and each of them have their own fighting moves, etc., etc. If you're not familiar with the Street Fighter series, I don't know what to tell you. The Guile I like because his super moves are easy to remember and easy to pull off. And as I said, I'm not terribly good at this game. So I'll take whatever advantage I can get. Well, that's the first match out of the way. Yeah, if you're coming here expecting to see some very impressive fighting moves in this game, you came to the wrong place. While I do occasionally play these games, they're not something I specialize in. Nor are they something I'm terribly good at. Maybe it's set the difficulty a little too low, but I do want to see what all of this is about. But, like most fighters of the era, you have 3 punch buttons, 3 kick buttons, a light, medium, and heavy. That was a bit of a rough fight, but I got through it all right. Yeah. I really don't have a lot to say about this game. It's fun. I didn't quite get through the entire thing.
Round one, fight! Fight!
I had a feeling that might work.
Round two, fight! Sonic boom!
Yeah, that was just silly of me.
Round three, fight! Sonic boom! Sonic boom! Sonic boom!
Well, we're getting close to the end of this one. Just a couple guys left. And then some boss fights.
Round one, fight! Hadouken! Hadouken! Sonic Hadouken! Round two, fight! Hadouken! Hadouken!
Hey. Yeah. I definitely understand why this game became such a classic over the years. It's not one that I play a lot. Not one I'm good at. I played a lot against my brother when we were kids, but that's about the extent of my experience with it. Still, not terrible. I can at least get through an easy mode.
Round two, fight! Sonic boom!
and do a decent job of it. But it is what it is. Now the three boss characters. Balrog, originally intended to be M. Bison,
Round one. Fight.
until the name got mistranslated.
Sonic boom.
I expect this is where things are going to go poorly for me.
Round two. Fight. Sonic boom. Sonic boom.
That was close.
Round three. Fight. Sonic boom. Sonic boom.
But I pulled it off. And nothing like beating up a car with your fists. Or something like that. Vega.
Round one. Fight.
Yeah. He definitely has some annoying moves.
Round two. Fight. Sonic boom. Sonic boom. Sonic boom. Sonic boom.
And stay down.
Round three. Fight. Sonic boom. Sonic boom.
Lots of points there. Yeah, if I remember correctly, just 2 fights left.
Round one. Fight. Tiger. Tiger. Sonic boom. Sonic boom.
Yeah, it was about as expected.
Round 2, fight! Tiger! 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 Uppercut!
Thing beam spam.
Sonic boom!
Let's try that again.
Round 1, fight!
Well, that went well.
Round 2, fight! Tiger! Tiger! Tiger uppercut! Tiger uppercut!
And finally, the big bad M. Bison, who was originally supposed to be named Balrog.
Round 1, fight!
Round 1, fight! Fight! Round 2, fight!
Well, maybe that's the secret to beating him. Be as cheap as I can.
Round 3, fight!
Just had to get at least one hit in there, and I got it. Congratulations! Why don't you try the harder difficulty level? Yeah, I had enough trouble with that difficulty level, so that's not happening. But that wraps up Street Fighter 2. There's really not much more to it than that. Unlike later fighting games, which some of them actually have a good story mode, or at least tell an interesting story with the arcade, that's about it for this one. So, join me next time for whatever I play next, and until then, Magius out.